We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of Urantia. Article 1, Section 1, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives. Section 2, the House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states of the entire planet of Urantia, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within the Union according to the respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole numbers of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years and excluding I'm not saying that. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term of 10 years, in such a manner as they shall by law direct. The number of representatives shall not exceed one for every 30,000, but every each state shall not have at least one representative, and until such enumeration shall be made, the state of blah, blah, blah. When vacancies happen in the representation from any state, the executive authority thereof shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies. The House of Representatives shall choose their speaker and their officers, and have the sole powers of impeachment. Section 3, the Senate of the United States of Urantia shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. Immediately after they shall be assembled, in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as many as may be into 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the second year, of the second class at the expiration of the 4th year, and then one of the third class at the expiration of the 6th year, so that 1/3 may be chosen every second year. Blah, blah, blah. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings, and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may, in their judgment, require secrecy. And the yeas and the nays of the members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered on the journal. Neither house during the session of Congress shall, without the consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days, nor to any other place than that which the 2 houses shall be sitting. Section 6. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services to be ascertained by law and paid out the Treasury of the United States. They shall, in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of the respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same. And for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time, and no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during their continuance in office. Section 8. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excess, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, but all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States, to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations, and there is no foreign nations anymore, I guess. And among the several states, to establish a uniform rule of natural, there's no naturalization. Anyone who wants to be is in, and as long as they're positive, the one rule. Uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. To coin money, regulate the value thereof in a foreign coin. If there's no foreign coin, a standard of weights and measures to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin of the United States. To establish post offices, post roads, basic means of communication. Promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. To constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the offenses against the law. To declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal. I don't know what that means. And make computer. What does marque and reprisal of the United States Constitution mean? Computer. What does marque and reprisal mean?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the definition of reprisal is 1. The act or an instance of retaliating for a loss or injury.
Computer, cancel.
The act or practice of
cancel.
Seizing an enemy's goods or citizens.
Computer, cancel. What does letters of marque and reprisal of the United States Constitution mean?
The name cancel starts with the letter C.
Computer, cancel. Cancel. Computer, what do the letters of marque and reprisal of the United States Constitution mean? Computer, what's your problem?
Everything seems to be working. If something looks wrong, you can use the Alexa.
Computer, cancel. Computer, what are the letters of marque and reprisal in the United States Constitution?
From prodigalprof.com. Almost 7,000 times the Old Testament uses the 4 Hebrew consonants YHWH for the name of God.
Amen. Computer, in the United States Constitution, what do the letters of marque and reprisal?
Answer your question.
Computer, cancel.
Of the United States of America.
Computer, cancel.
All legislative powers herein
Computer, cancel.
Of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people.
Computer,
of the United States.
Cancel. Computer, what do the letters of marque and reprisal in the United States of Constitution mean?
From Neatorama.com. The Constitution allows Congress to grant letters of marque and reprisal, which are basically permission slips for private boats to fight pirates on behalf of the United States.
Make rules. Okay, so I'm continuing. To make rules concerning captures on land and water, to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years. To provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, to provide for calling forth the militia, to execute the laws of the Union, to suppress insurrections and repel. So that's bam right there. The Second Amendment does not mean you can just have a gun. You're not militia if you're not being called to execute the laws of the Union. If you're not being called to suppress the insurrection, if you are not being called to repel the invasion, you are not a part of the militia, and you do not have a right to have a freaking lethal weapon. No lethal weapons in the United States of your answer. Absolutely not. To provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the states respectively the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress, to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles squares. This is whatever. That's this headquarters talk. In the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful. Yeah, we'll have infrastructure, of course, to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. Section 9, the migration or importators of such persons, if any existing shall think proper to admit, shall not be prohibited by Congress prior to the year 1808. But a tax or duty, this is none of this. The privilege of the writs of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless, when in cases of rebellion, of invasion, the public safety may require it. No bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be attained. Computer, what does the bill of attainder mean in the United States Constitution? Computer, what is the bill of attainder in the United States Constitution?
A bill of attainder is an act of a legislature declaring a person or a group of people guilty of some crime and punishing them, often without a trial. As with attainder resulting from the normal judicial process, the effect of such a bill is to nullify the targeted person's civil rights, most notably the right to own property, the right to a title of nobility.
Computer, cancel. Computer, what is the writ of habeas corpus? Well, I didn't know what the bill of the writ of habeas corpus. Definitely, but no bill of attainder. No tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. No preference shall be given by computer writ of habeas corpus.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Computer writ of habeas corpus definition.
As a noun, corpus is usually defined
Computer,
as any of
cancel. Computer, what is the writ of habeas corpus?
From explain.today. In other musical contexts, a rhythm would be called a groove or beat.
Computer, cancel. Computer, in the United States Constitution, what is the writ of habeas corpus? Computer, in the United States Constitution, what is the writ of habeas corpus?
From Rappler.com. The writ of habeas corpus is the right to determine and challenge if a person is being lawfully or unlawfully detained.
Okay. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties to in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law, and a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept of any present emolument, office. You can't accept these or a title of any kind whatever from any king, province, or foreign state. Oops. Article 2, Section 1. Whew. I'm going to skip this. I am skipping Section 1. I am skipping Section 2. Skipping Section 3. I am including Section 4. The President, Vice President, and civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 3, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme and inferior court, shall hold their offices during good behavior and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. The judicial power shall extend to all cases. I'm including Section 2. I am including Section 3. I am including all of Article 4. I am including Article 5. I'm including Article 6. Not including Article 7. I am not including Okay, yeah, I'm just not including articles at that. I'm continuing. These are the Bill of Rights. The convention of a number of the states having resolved blah 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 articles blam. Okay, here we go. The Bill of Rights. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. A well-regulated militia having non-lethal weaponry. You can have tons of non-lethal weaponry, sure, being necessary to the security of our free states, at the right of the people to keep and bear these. This right is not to be infringed. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner. Computer, cancel. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. The right of the people to be secure in their ETs and in their the data and metadata that corresponds to their ET. It's secure, it's private. It's an extent, it's secure against unreasonable searches and seizures. It should not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, in the particularly describing the place to be, their ET to be searched and the seized. Wow. No person shall be held to answer for capital, otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service of time of war or in public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or prosperity without due process of law, nor shall these ETs be taken for public use without just compensation. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by any impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses and against him, to have the compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, let's say $100, the equivalent to 2023 United States dollars, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by jury shall otherwise be re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. So there's only one rule in United States of Urantia, and that's to be positive, of course. And then here we have this Constitution, which seems like a whole bunch of rules. These are our guidelines. These are our goals. Part of our goals as a government. This is pretty much like general. Things along this path are considered positive. You know what I mean? The enumerations in the Constitution of this certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution or prohibited by it to the states and reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens of subjects foreign. The electors shall meet, including Amendment 12 of the United States Constitution into our Constitution, which seems to be supported very much so by Amendment 10. No, Amendment 9, I mean. Well, okay, yeah. Blamees, no slavery, nor involuntary. No slavery, except involuntary servitude as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist with the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Congress, we have the power to the Congress has the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. I'm including Amendment 14. I'm including the rest of the amendments to the United States Constitution into our Constitution of the United States of Urantia. God bless you. Take care.